Boys, how are you?
Just lovely. Lovely. How are you guys?
I'm feeling 22, boys.
Oh,
I don't know about you.
supreme answer.
That's terrible. That makes me want to start the podcast over again. Just
You
so
know
y'all
what's
don't have to
interesting
say that.
is like I for a long time as I got into like my mid and late 20s, I was like, man, looking back on 22, be like, I wish I could go back to that time. Not anymore. I don't want. Nope. I want no part of that. Wow. None of that.
Why is that?
Man,
Why 22?
There are some luxuries about being like 32 as opposed to 22 that I have come to enjoy. Okay. I really like not having roommates. I like not living in an apartment. I like having a house. I like having the house be clean all the time. I like eating real food. I like having income. Like there's a lot of good things about not being 22. That's redacted. I would like to redact what I said. I'm not feeling 22. I'm feeling a strong 34 on this day.
Dan, what about you? Do you want to feel 22?
Yeah. You're damn right. You made a lot of great points there, Chris. You really did, but those other things still outweigh all of it. I'm afraid if I could, in a snap, go back. Let's get in the DeLorean. Take me to 22, baby.
Well, like I would do it for a day or like a weekend. I would not go back to that entire life. Like I would know we're too far past that.
How different do you think your life would be knowing what you know now at 22 though?
Oh,
do you think it would be any different? Like drastic?
I think like from a professional standpoint, that's the first thing that pops into my head. Holy shit. Yeah. Like the things that you learn as you get into just like having a career and understanding that how important communication is. And just like, if you conduct yourself in a certain way, you can go really far despite the fact that you may know nothing. And like as a business owner, man, I wish I could have started at 22, but I started at 28 or whatever it was. I think it would be at least professionally different. Yes.
Didi, but I started to hijack your open here, but we're really peeled back an onion.
Listen, honestly, I didn't know this is where this was going to go, but I'm happy that it went there.
Yeah.
22, no, absolutely not. But I'm not going to hate on all the 20s. I would go back to like 27, 28, because it was like I had money in my pocket. And I could still go out and drink till 4 a.m. and eat permanis and then, jump on the scale and it's all the same. Like, so I would go back to that. 22, broke, sleeping on couches, all that. I'm good. Living with my parents, still having to do chores at my mom's house. I'm good. Not me in 22. No, sorry, Taylor. I am not feeling 22. No.
That's why I feel like it's like, it's a momentary thing, right? I go back and have a moment at 22, but we don't need to go all the way back. We don't need to stay there.
Yeah, that's a big commitment. I think there will certainly be some things I would do differently knowing what I know now at 22 if I was staying there for a while, and who knows what would have happened, but make it a little more intriguing maybe. But yeah, I'll go for a weekend. Why not?
Yeah, let's go for a spin back to 22. Why not? Love it. I don't even need the brain I have now. I just want the same one. Whatever how stupid I was at 22, I want to go back to all of that.
Also, down. Still down. If that's if I don't get to bring that knowledge with me, I'm still down. Let's go.
Well, welcome to the Brunch Breakdown. It's Didi out here in LA. Chris and Dan are in Pittsburgh. And today on the show, we've got a lot to get to. We've got Brunch Court, the Brunch Court return. It's the first one of 2022, right?
That's right. Yes, indeed.
Beautiful. Can't wait for it. We're going to be talking about this awesome Canadian kid who was shoveling snow, Carter Trozzollo. We're going to talk about him, that meme that's been going everywhere. We got a question for you guys as well, talking about staying in a cabin. We'll talk about that and what we are listening to. But boys, before we get started, let's head to Dan live in the Steel City to let us know where we can find the Brunch Breakdown.
Yes, and before you hit fast forward, we have some new information for you here this week. I know you had 15-second skips there, but hang on just a moment, if you would please. Telling you that you can find the Brunch Breakdown. We've always told you it's anywhere that you can listen to podcasts. We name off the big ones, right? Just a few: Apple, Spotify, Google, SoundCloud, Stitcher, iHeartRadio. And starting this week, if you haven't found us there already, the Brunch Breakdown is now available on Amazon Music and Audible. Amazon Music and Audible. You can find the Brunch Breakdown.
So what you're saying, Dan, is that all this time you have been lying. You've been saying you can get us anywhere, and it was in fact the bald-faced lie.
Wow. Yeah, absolutely. Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
I just want, we got to come
factual.
Gotta come clean.
Factual.
All right.
It was a lie. Everywhere didn't mean quite everywhere. Shouts to Michelle Branch. And the Sounds of Brunch last week. Which we'll get into here momentarily. So yes, now on Amazon Music and Audible, especially important if you got the Amazon Echo in the house and you're signed up for Amazon Music, you can just go there, tell Alexa, play the Brunch Breakdown, damn it. I want to hear it. I want to hear this week's episode. So again, new episodes every Thursday. Hit follow, hit subscribe. Wherever you listen, let those episodes come to you. Don't wait for anything, any posts, any links, anything like that. Let them come to you just by following it or subscribing. And of course, we encourage you to leave us a rating as well. That's new to some sources like Spotify. So please, we encourage you, leave us a rating if you can. Full video episodes available on YouTube and Facebook, as they always are, every Thursday as well, premiering at 9 a.m. Pacific, noon Eastern, available on demand anytime. You can watch those you want on those two sources as well. And of course, we're everywhere on social media, and I do mean everywhere, literally. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Triller, TikTok, whatever you want, at Brunch Breakdown, we're there. Last but not least, follow the Sounds of Brunch playlist on Spotify. We give you what we're listening to each and every week. We had a pretty miraculous conversation last week that led to a pretty miraculous interaction with somebody, which we'll get into at some point here during this episode, all thanks to the Sounds of Brunch on Spotify.
Why aren't we getting into it right now? Jordin Sparks is a huge fan of the Brunch Breakdown, commented on our posts, and I was blown away. Shouts to Jordin Sparks, and shouts to Chris for being so passionate about Battlefield.
Still am to this day. What has it been, like 15 years? Still am passionate about that song. This is one of my favorite playlists we've ever had this past week. I think we should just stick with that topic every time we put this playlist together. Because guess what? When we talk about what we're listening to, I found some more that I forgot about last week. We'll get into that later. Thank you, Jordin Sparks. This is her favorite playlist, and this is her favorite podcast, and she is our favorite. That's it. She's our favorite
person, period. Yeah. Ever. She said she loves us, and it was amazing to see her interact with us on that clip. We talked about the topic of what song sung by a woman do you sing with your full chest. Both Chris and I had Jordin Sparks on our list. The clip went viral, and Jordin Sparks happened to see it as well, and we love her, and we're excited for new Jordin Sparks music, which she told us to be ready for. So she's working on that now as well. So Jordin Sparks permanently going on the Sounds of Brunch for till the end of time. That's the decision we made.
I made my wife watch that clip because I wanted her to see the comment. My wife thought at first, I didn't tell her the comment was there. I was like, you just have to watch this clip. And she thought the reason I wanted her to watch the clip was because it was yet another example of how embarrassing Dan and my friendship is. So when Dan was like, I gotta be honest with you, I put that song on it too. And my wife, like Katie, lost her mind. She was laughing so hard. I was like, that's cool that you think that's really fun. It is really funny, right. But like scroll down, and then she scrolled down. She was like, oh my God, kind of lost it. So on a number of levels, if you haven't seen that, go to any social media account and you can watch it, but it's great.
Yeah, it's great. It's a great clip, and it shouts to everybody who enjoyed it, put smiles on their faces, because I we lot of messages in the DMs about that video and how it made them happy. So yeah, maybe we need to do more theme playlists. Maybe that's the key.
Yeah,
we need to do more, because that was so much fun to do. I'm not gonna lie. Like, I didn't know how much fun it was gonna be until you just start doing it, and you're just like, oh my god, this is fun.
Right. That was a blast. We'll have to do more topics like that, more playlists like that. And yeah, shouts to Jordin Sparks. We love her.
Yes. All right, it's Brews Day. Chris, what are you sipping on, man?
Mine's real quick, sipping on water, because my wife could go into labor at any moment. So it's a banner night here in the Gates household. That's it.
Oh, dude. It's that great time. Great time.
Yeah.
Dude, I remember I went to a Drake concert that I wanted to go see him somewhere else, but I went to the early shows where he was at another venue that I don't really like that much. And it was because there was a possibility that she could have a baby. She had a baby the next week. So, but I was like terrified. I was like, I'm going to be at the concert. You're going to send me a message and I'm going to be like 4 beers deep and it's going to be a problem.
Yeah.
So
yeah. You have to hit a point where it's like, yeah, we're going to cut everything out till this baby gets here. And that's where we are. So I will live vicariously through your beers, which I'm excited to hear about.
Well, here we
go. Correct me if I'm wrong. I feel like you're probably physically you need water, but mentally you'd be wanting to share your third beer with us this evening.
Oh my God. Dan.
I'm not speaking from experience. So I just need to verify with you that I feel like you have to, but mentally you're on the opposite end of the spectrum.
I need a drink so bad. So unbelievably bad. Yeah. But it's got to wait. Just wait till I can. It's going to get nasty. I need a drink. Thank you for. Yeah.
Let us know what hospital. We'll be standing outside the waiting room with a 6-pack for you. We'll get a little Brews Day variety pack ready to go.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Can't wait. We have a bottle of Hollers waiting for you outside. Can't wait. Oh, all right. Well, guys, you all know I love Hawaii. How could you not love Hawaii? Kona Brewing Company. They make seltzers now, guys. Kona spiked seltzer in a 19.2 ounce can. That's right. You don't have to leave the beach at all for this. This is amazing because Hawaii is incredible. Yes, it's incredible. It's super good. It just tastes like Hawaii, guys.
Oh my God, that's like taller than my daughter. That thing's huge.
Dude,
huge.
It really is. And it tastes like fruit punch. Barely tastes like seltzer. It might not even have alcohol in it. It says it does, but I'm not sure. I'm not going to drink this whole thing while I'm on here, but 5% alcohol, standard seltzer stuff. And it tastes like tropical fruit punch. It tastes like Kool-Aid. It's amazing. Kona Brewing Company in Hawaii. I love what you do. And this island seltzer is incredible. So 19 ounce can, guys. 19.2.
Dude, never heard of that.
I've said enough time on this podcast that I'm not a huge seltzer guy, but Didi, almost 3 months to the day from now, when I'm out and we're out in California, you might need to hold on to one of those. Might need to find one of those. That's something I gotta try. That 19.2 ounces.
19.2.
Ooh. They're not messing around. You're right. That's Hawaii style. You're like, you don't need to get up and refill the beverage. You're in Hawaii on the beach. You just sit down and relax. We'll get this taken care of for you. A couple extra ounces.
1,000%. Like it's amazing. And it just tastes like what you want your drink to taste like if you're drinking something from Hawaii. Like that's just what it tastes like. So,
wow.
Yeah.
Incredible. Well, that's a heavy hitter. I've got a heavy hitter for us here today as well, Chris, trying to make up for what you're unable to share with us. This is a beer. I don't think I've ever featured this brewery before, but they may be my favorite brewery on the planet. Out of Columbus, Indiana, 450 North Brewing Company, maybe the best brewer of creative sour beers anywhere. And they have their slushy series of sour beers, and they range from slushy to slushy XL to XXL. And that XL all depends on the amount of fruit they use, because they overload these some bitches with some serious fruit. And they're so dangerous that they risk exploding if you don't drink them fresh and relatively quickly. So you cannot hold on to these beers.
What's with Dan and drinking things that are like public safety hazards?
Like, why did that? Honestly, why did that sound like at the beginning of like an Inspector Gadget episode or something? It's like it's like, yeah, you buy it, and they're like, this beer will self-destruct, and it's like, what?
Yes, pretty much, it will self-destruct in a matter of time. So again, they overload it with fruit, and that's what gives it that risk of a bottle bomb is the phrase for it. But if you hold on to it too long, or it warms up too much, is where you run your risk. And they have, I've got my hands on some of these before through some exchanges because it wasn't distributed widely. They've finally entered Pennsylvania, and I'm very, very excited to be able to purchase these locally now. And gentlemen, what I have for you here today is their Cinnamon Toast Munch Slushy XL. Cinnamon Toast Munch. Yes. Named after Cinnamon Toast Crunch with a twist, because I did mention it's a sour, right? And I talked about fruit. So they added fruit to this Cinnamon Toast Crunch flavor. So in this beer, it was brewed with peaches, brown sugar, cinnamon, vanilla custard, and banana. So it might sound a little strange when I'm talking Cinnamon Toast Crunch, and you throw peaches, maybe a little banana in there. It's not strange at all. It's pure magic and pure delicious. It is. It's very cinnamon. You get that. But it's thick. There's a reason it's called a slushy, and they use vanilla custard, almost milkshake like. And then you get that hint of peaches, that subtle hint of banana. The brown sugar kind of rounds it out. It's like eating Cinnamon Toast Crunch with some sweet peaches, and it's absolutely amazing. I love this beer. It's wonderful. The Cinnamon Toast Munch, 450 North. If you see that logo anywhere, pick it up. Trust you me, I will be showcasing more of their beers to come on Brews Day now that they are available in Pennsylvania. So very excited to enjoy this one with you boys here today.
Nice. I love that can. That can's amazing.
All their can art it's great. They have like a cereal series. And so that's a lot of ones that are going around right now. They have like Lucky Charms based ones, but twist on the name. And yeah. And all their slushies have kind of like the slushy look there as well. So excited to share more of those with you boys. They're amazing. They really are.
Nice. Well, boys, cheers. Chris, shouts to the water.
Yeah.
Hey.
Cheers. Oh, baby.
Just rub it into Chris more. Oh, man. All right. Well, let's get things off our chest. Chris, you look like somebody who needs to get something off their chest. Why don't you go for it?
I up until we started recording, like I didn't know what way I wanted to go with this. And like I say so many times, I don't think that I really have a point here. But I suppose it's get it off your chest. You don't have to have a point. I just feel like I have never been this busy in my entire life. Have you guys ever hit a point where you're like, yeah, this is for sure the busiest I've ever been? If you have that, I would love to hear that. Cause right now, I have essentially two full-time jobs. I have a 1.5-year-old. My wife and I are expecting in the next few days. My mother and father-in-law are here at the house. We're like trying to do logistics of like what happens when the baby gets here, who watches my daughter, and like all this stuff that's going on. Like, I mean, it's just like unbelievable how many things are happening. And I'm not doing a good job at keeping up with things. To be honest with you, I just, I'm pretty sure the busiest that I've ever been. So that's me. I don't know. What's the busiest you guys have ever been?
Probably right now.
Doesn't it always feel like it's right now? You know, like I feel like for the three of us too, like we're not lazy, like do nothing people. I think we're all three of us are pretty aspirational. We have goals. We have things that we're working towards. So like, as you go on, you don't just like work yourself to whatever the goal is and then like it's over. You then set something higher and you keep working towards things. Now that is a great way to be. I would highly endorse it, but the drawback is you just get busier and busier.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, I feel like it wasn't that long ago, probably sometime in the fall, where I felt that way, where it's like, you know, even with the kind of two lines of business that I have going on, why are they always getting busiest at the same time? And then the personal life stuff, like there's just like this massive wedding stuff that has to be done this very same week. And then, oh yeah, we also made these plans 4 weeks ago that we can't drop out of now. It's like, you know, you're just throwing everything all at once. And you're like, why? If this stuff was just spread out a little bit, probably would be a little bit easier and not as stressed out and freaked out and be like, I am peak busy. I am peak life busy right now. But it never works that way.
No.
Yeah, it was, you know, now that I'm like thinking on it, last year at probably this time was my busiest time, or at least it felt like the busiest time ever. Because it was like, I'm transitioning out of a job, but then getting ready for whatever I'm doing next. We bought a house. I've got a 3-month-old. I've got a 2-year-old or 2.5-year-old. Like shit was wild last year at this time. Now that I'm like thinking about it and kind of like sweating it out, I'm like, oh my God, I don't want to go back to those times. Like, God, that was a time. Yeah. I hear you. I feel you, but trust me, it will all slow down. It will all slow down. You'll be all right.
Yeah, you get through it. And with anything, you just get through it. But like you guys texted me today and like, I couldn't reply to the text. I had so much stuff going on. Like literally, you know how busy you have to be to like, you can't reply. Okay. Cause you have so much other shit happening. Unbelievable. But I'm enjoying this hour here with you boys. Like I said, would love to have a drink, but I can't.
Circling back to earlier, one more chance, Chris. You want to go back in the time machine to 22? It sounds like, you know, you could use a vacation.
No, Dan, I love this. I love all of it. This is great. Everything's great. It's fine.
Man, oh God. All right. Well, Dan, get it off your chest.
So most of the country just experienced and it went through Winter Storm Izzy, right? We're giving these things names now. Winter Storm Izzy. It was snow in some parts, ice in some parts, rain in some parts. We had, of course, experienced it here in Western Pennsylvania. And here's my question. How can we as a society be expected to survive like a true catastrophic event when a forecasted snow total over 5 inches, 10 inches of snow creates such havoc at the grocery store that we wipe the shelves out completely, thinking that you'll be stuck inside for weeks? Is that what you think? That you'll be stuck for weeks? Get a grip, people. Like, I can't comprehend this. Like, when you go to the grocery store, most people, I think I can fairly say this, most people, you buy enough groceries for a week or maybe 2, right? Not 2 days, maybe a week or 2. So why do you react on those occasions like, we're going to be stuck for the entire month at home because of this snow. It's never melting and the roads will never be cleared. So we better have enough bread and frozen vegetables to get us through for the next 3 weeks. Like, we went through this at the beginning of the pandemic, understandably so, but think about it. People were reacting the same way because of some snow that they're so scared to death of. Like, we react like we can't ever leave our houses again because of the threat of a little bit of weather. Now, if you had some ice, like I know people had major ice, I can understand that a little bit more, but everybody else that had regular, a little bit of heavy winter weather, relax. We made it. You made it through. You could drive the next day if you wanted to, and you could still buy food. So stop overreacting.
Dan, we're all going to tell our kids about how we survived Izzy.
Right.
I'll be completely honest with you, man. So I feel like, and maybe you'll disagree, I feel like my current situation necessitated the mad grocery run. Part of why I'm so stressed is because we were terrified that Katie was going to go into labor in the middle of that snowstorm. So like leading up to it, we made 2 Costco runs. We made 2 Costco runs. I'm not proud, but we made 2 Costco runs. And I'm happy to report that we don't have to go to the grocery store for a really long time, which is great. But that's a unique circumstance. Outside of that, here's the dynamic at play, I think, is that there's a faction of humans that don't plan ahead, and they hear like the day before that there's snow, and then they rush to the grocery store. So because of that faction of people, there's us who are like, well, I got to get there before those people.
Right.
And that, I think, is what causes chaos, is because of those people that don't plan ahead. The planners get in there, and then the non-planners are the ones that wipe it out. And it's just, it's mass chaos because people are stupid.
Can't relate.
I was going to say, I don't even know why we're looking at Dee Dee. I don't even know why we're looking at you.
God almighty.
Thoughts and prayers, guys. I don't know what to tell you. Like, oh, you guys look healthy. Look like you survived it. I'm happy for you.
Yeah, we were able to drive on the road the next day. Like, you're right, Chris. There are those faction people that hear storms are coming and they're like, let's get to the store. Like, no, you'll be fine. You'll be fine. Just get a normal amount of groceries because you'll be able to go next week.
Yeah, snow melts. It actually, most of it melted today. So
yes, it did. Thank you. What do you think people in like Alaska, or you think they do this every like week? Oh, there's more snow coming. Shit. Clean out the grocery store. We're going to be stuck for all winter long. Like, come on, people, get a grip.
I'm sorry, Dan.
Yeah,
well, and this kind of actually blends in with that. I had to get this off my chest. I had to cut grass. In January. I didn't realize this because I've only been a homeowner for what'll be a year, like in a few days. Like, I just thought grass just stopped growing. And I like forgot that, like, if you don't live someplace where it's cold, grass just keeps growing. You might not have to do it every week, but like you got to do it at some point. And I just let my grass grow. Was just like, oh crap, I guess I should like go cut that thing. Cause like, it's really like 60, 70 degrees. I should go cut it. So I had to cut grass in January and I don't like it. So this, I'm telling you, I guess I'm moving.
Again, let's go back to what we started this show with. Neither of you want to go back to 22 right now. You're both complaining about the shit you got to take care of. I'm giving you a chance. This is the last time I'm asking.
Didi, like grass doesn't have like a wall calendar that tells it what month it is, right?
Dude, that right there, I wish I would have thought that, but I did. I just honestly, in my head, it was just like grass just, it hibernates, I just thought it just like goes away for the winter, comes back no matter where you live. It's just what they do. I don't know why. I just thought that I wouldn't have to do it. And I looked outside and I was like, oh, it's looking pretty like trash out there. I got to go do something about that. And Siobhan's like, yeah, you do. It's like, all right. So I'm out there in January cutting grass. I've lived in apartments and condos and stuff. So like, I never have to think about that, but now I do. So, everyone says LA is so great, but you got to cut grass in January. So maybe it's not.
This is going to go beautifully into our first topic with the snow shoveling kid. I can't wait for that. But this is just like, I don't know what to say.
I can't wait till we see the person on the street interview with Didi and how exhausted he is from mowing his lawn in January.
In 60-degree weather in January. Yeah.
Viral. Yeah.
Brutal.
Dude,
brutal.
I cut my grass. I had a hoodie on.
Did you have bread in the grocery store? Because we didn't.
Yeah. Sorry, your grass got long.
Yeah. Everybody, the grass is getting long. Get to the grocery store. We're going to be cutting it for weeks, nonstop.
Oh, God. Well, let's go into the main course here. Dan kind of mentioned it, but here we go. Carter Trozzollo. He's a Canadian kid who was shoveling snow. And of course, when you do local news, they are trying to find a story anywhere. You see this kid shoveling snow. They didn't know what they were going to get. And he gave them literally the best possible sound bites ever. It was a kid shoveling snow. And he's just like, I'm exhausted. I wish I were in school right now. And they asked him who he was shoveling for. And he's like, my parents, my neighbors, some people I don't even know. This kid's like 10. Hilarious. Like the funniest clip on the internet. If you've not seen it, just Google Carter Trozzollo, you'll see it. It's everywhere. And I just felt that kid. Like when I was cutting grass, I felt him. I felt it. Shouldn't have to do that right now. You just shouldn't.
It is. I mean, I don't know how you're relating to this, but it is an amazingly
ridiculous,
hilarious clip. And he's just sighing the whole time. He's just, and he's just being a kid because he's legitimate tired. And I love how they put his name on the screen and underneath it, it just said exhausted. Like referencing who he is, not like shoveling snow or like helpful neighbor. It's exhausted. Exhausted. It's amazing. He's out there busting his ass with a shovel, and so people could get to the grocery store the next day, which I really appreciate. But it's amazing. It's amazingly hilarious, and I can actually relate to
that. I've never seen such a young child sigh with what seems like the weight of the world on his shoulders.
Yeah, right.
Like he sighed like a 55-year-old guy that wants to retire but knows he has to work like 15 more years. Like that. It's unbelievable how exhausted and just over it this little kid was. I felt terrible for him, but you know what? Shout out, because he was doing a good deed. I would not have been that nice because, watch the clip. It's like 2 feet of snow. It's not like they got a dusting. Okay. This kid's in Canada and there was a lot of snow. Shout out to him for doing a good deed, but I feel bad for him.
It looked like he hadn't even done anything. So that's how much snow there was. It was like, he's out there with the shovel and you look around him and you're like, my God, that's a lot of snow. Yeah. But dude, just you described it perfectly. It's like, yeah, he sounded like an old man. He's like, I'm never retiring. Gonna work till I'm 85. They're gonna kill me in that plant. That's what it sounds. It's literally the best thing in the world. I just can't get over how genuine that kid was. It's like cameras in his face and he just does not give a shit. Like that's just the cool thing about kids, because they're just like, I don't know what this means. Why are you stopping me, sir?
Mhm.
From whatever. Like, just great.
He sounded like he's already reached peak busy in life.
That's right. Yeah.
As you were describing earlier, Chris, he at 10 is there, and he's letting it known very audibly that he just can't take this anymore. He literally said, I'd rather be in school right now. Like,
bad.
how bad does it have to be to throw that line out with some truth that he'd rather be in school? That's saying something. And he wasn't like blaming his parents either, right? You couldn't, I mean, he was doing a good deed. They probably, pushed him out there a little bit, but also if you're in Canada, I mean, he's probably a little young, but you got to start looking into a snowblower. You really need to look into a snowblower. They're not that expensive. They're really not. Anybody that gets a regular amount of snow every year, invest in a snowblower. You buy one, maybe two in your entire life. They're not, help that kid out. There's got to be some little one or something like that he could use. Maybe your friends, Melissa and Doug, can, get something and throw a real engine on there for you boys to put together for your kids.
Yeah, that's I always make fun of like neighbors I have that have snow blowers, because we get like with the snow that we got the other day, that happens like once a year. Why do you have a snow blower? Like, that's not necessary. You don't live in Cleveland. If you live in Cleveland, you need a snow blower because like 4 months of the year, 5 months of the year, that's your life. If you live in Canada, you should have one.
Maybe we should start a GoFundMe for him.
Let's do it.
Maybe we've got, Jordin Sparks, we've got connections now. Let's hook the kid up.
Let's
right.
Carter.
He sounded like he had no air. And so let's just, he was on the battlefield of snow and he had run out of air. He had no air.
That sidewalk was a battlefield.
That's right. Help a boy out.
God, everything goes back to Jordin Sparks. Everything.
It does. People think it's Kevin Bacon, but it's actually Jordin Sparks.
It's true.
No,
it's true.
all Jordin Sparks. One last thing before we get off this, what were snow days like for you guys? Because when I saw this clip, like on a serious note, I thought of how busy I was during snow days. I was that kid shoveling everyone's thing because my mom was like, oh yeah, the church's steps need to be swept off. The church's this needs to be shoveled. You need to shovel your aunt's so she can get her car out of the driveway. You need to go shovel this. I was working like up at like, it's like, oh yeah, no school, sweet. No, like not for me. It's like 9 a.m. at the latest. I'm up getting it out. Getting it on. So yeah,
no, that was a familiar sight, but like oddly, I think I enjoyed it. And I know that sounds weird, but snow days was like, okay, yeah, I got to sleep in. I was never like woken up at the same time, like get out there and shovel the driveway. But we had a pretty long driveway growing up, and I was out there for a couple hours, and I think just kind of enjoyed it. Threw on some music on my Walkman, whatever, at the time. Threw in the headphones and then was out there shoveling for a while. So as long as it didn't get like too intense, and our boy Carter had looked like he had 10 inches to shovel there. It wasn't anything like that. Like you said, Chris, we don't usually get heavy hit snow too often. So, but it was definitely a familiar sight.
I don't think I did anything on snow days. I'm sure that I shoveled, but I my parents didn't have a list for me of things to do, like Didi. So the thing now, though, is that like kids don't get just the day off in a lot of cases. They just go to remote. So I got to ask you, given that your snow days weren't all that much fun, would you have rather had that shovel list or done remote learning?
Shovel list. That's the easiest thing in the world. Shovel list for sure. Give me all the shovel. I'll shovel everybody's snow to not do remote learning. But yeah, that's a thing because you have to they like they say it on the news. I saw like a thing, and like I think it was like one of Siobhan's like relatives or friends or something posted like their school was off, but it said on there was like regular snow day, no remote learning. So like they have to they have to specify if there's remote learning on this day or not. And I'm like, that is crazy.
That is.
Just
I saw
give
some of
kids
that.
the snow day. God.
I saw some of that here too. Yeah,
Yeah.
where it was like, it would see, you used to seeing, is it 2 hour delay or are you closed? And it's like, not closed, remote learning, or closed, but remote learning. I'm like, oh man. And you got to think, for our generation, boys, we went through growing up, getting the snow days, getting the 2 hour delays, shoveling the snow. Well, now our kids are going to have this remote learning probably forever. And so, I can't shovel the snow. I got to start school at 8:00. It's remote learning today. So who has to shovel the snow again? We do. We're going to be the first generation that has to shovel the snow twice as kids and then as grown-ass adults because we don't have anybody to do it for us. That's garbage.
Damn.
That's a good point. That is a good point. You know what? This is making me think about all kinds of stuff, though. A lot of like school calendars have built-in snow days, or then like if you have too many snow days, you have to go into part of your summer, which like I know, like I would sometimes have friends who like it would screw up their family vacation because they were going to go on vacation right after school started, but then they had to cancel it. So like you get your summer back. I suppose it's a pro, right? If you could do remote learning, they can't take away your summer vacation.
Oh, that's a good point. I didn't think about that. Yeah.
A lot of factors at play now. Wow.
Dude. Sorry, kids.
Yeah.
Sucks to be you. All right. Well, let's go into this. Chris saw a meme that said, Chris, let everybody know this topic we're about to dive into right now.
Yeah, I gotta pull it up. I'm gonna see if I can screen share this. It's essentially you for $100,000. It's kind of like a would you do this type of thing. Here we go. This meme says, you have to stay in a cabin for 1 month. You will have food, water, firewood, but no internet, cell phones, or TV. On the last day, you walk out with $100,000. Would you do it? $100,000 in a cabin, I'm assuming somewhere remote, for a month. No cell phones, internet, or TV.
See, there's one big thing that's missing here is where is the cabin? Because you can be remote in a lot of places that have nice weather.
Yeah. No,
but
that's like a great point. The picture is a cabin that looks like it's in a cold environment.
Yeah, especially if they're throwing firewood in there.
Yeah, that's true.
I guess you're assuming you're in the colder portions of the globe. So we're gonna assume that it's colder. $100,000, absolutely. This was no brainer for me. A month, I can handle talking to myself for a month without going crazy. If I know that that's at the finish line, I could easily do it for $100,000 isolation. Like I asked Shannon the same question and she was like, $1 trillion. I could never do that. I was like, $1 trillion?
That's a little
You couldn't set up for $1 billion? She's like, no, I would drive myself insane. And then she's like, well, what? She's like, is it just me or is it me and you? I was like, well, what if it's me and you? She's like, 100. I was like, 100,000. And she said, no, $100. I was like, we gotta at least make some money off of this. $100.
All right, Shannon. Like, why lie? Like, no one's doing that for $100, Shannon. Like, I don't care how much she loves you.
Like
no one's doing that.
Yeah, I know. I was like, no, we gotta at least make some money out of this. We're not watching TV. It's a lot of time to kill. So, what about you boys? $100,000? Would you do it? More or less?
Yeah, if we're assuming this is a 30-day month, take the average, right? 30-day month. I did the math, and that's like a little less than $140 an hour. Does that do anything to your thought process with this? $139 an hour to be by yourself for 30 days.
If I'm sleeping for 240 of those hours, 8 a day, 30 days.
I'm not doing that for $100,000, guys.
What?
No way. There's just no way. No because you're almost like you're in prison. Like there's no electricity, right? So there's no electricity. So you don't know what day it is. You don't know what time it is. You don't know any of that. And that would drive me insane. I don't know if $100,000 is worth that. There's definitely a number. I mean, 5 million maybe. Let's do it. Give me something where it's like I can literally, like, if I'm doing something like that, give me something where at the end, I literally can make it so that I don't have to work for a very, very long time.
Yeah.
You know, like I can retire. Like you tell me at the end of this, like I can retire early. Like I can be absolutely done working at like 50. Cool. Let's go.
Yeah. Yeah. I think like I'm not doing this for 100,000. And not because I don't think I could do it. I think I could do it, but like a lot of people make $100,000 a year. So you're telling me that like I go to all of this effort, a month of my life without access to the outside world, and I get like a year's salary? Like, come on. I got to be doing something for money that's life-changing. $100,000 is not life-changing. I mean, that is a nice bump. That is a nice bump, but like, it's not retire tomorrow money. It's like invest this and maybe retire in like 15 or 20 years money. And I need something more impactful than that. So like bare minimum 500,000, but I'm thinking more like $1 million. I think $1 million is like, not because it takes $1 million worth of effort to do this, but like, I'm not giving away a month of my life unless it's life-changing money. So $100,000 is not enough.
Yeah. A month of my life. That's the thing. A month of my life. Like, Dan, the month of April, you have your bachelor party and you have Coachella. Are you going to do this for $100,000? It's a month of your life.
Not that month.
He's like, May.
Not that month. But I would like kind of look forward to it in a way. Like I look forward to not having my phone or the internet. I think I would enjoy that maybe for like a week, and then I would drive myself a little bit crazy. But like, I would use it. I almost see it as like this like life refresh where I'm like out doing nature things, and I'm just like. Now you did bring up a good point, Edie. Not knowing what time it is would be. Now I know we can tell by the sun, but that would drive me a little bit crazy. That would be a little bit difficult because once it's dark, it's dark. I don't know what time it is when it's dark. So that could be tricky, but I think it's only a month, not a year. If we're talking a year, then yeah, we're getting into the $1 million conversation, but a month, give me a nice little, I don't have to worry about work. You know, peak busy. It's like the opposite. I'm like the complete opposite. I got nothing to do. What am I going to do? Write some music, read a book. 100K. Okay.
I think you would like that. You talk about it like it's like you're going away for a weekend and you're just putting your phones away and you guys are going, I don't know, down to some cabin somewhere and you're going to leave in a week. That's not what's happening here. After a week, like after 3 days, I would be like, all right, I got to get the hell out of here. Like, I don't know if I could do that long where it's like, I need something. Cause you could take away a lot of things. You could be like, all right, no TV. Cool. You'd be like, no phone. Fine. You could do that. But like, there are just certain things that I need that I definitely need if I'm going to last a month for 100K. Like, come on. Like it's just the clock is one of them. I gotta know.
I think you guys are glossing over the most important part of this. Like, how much do you value your time? Put a dollar amount on how much you value your own time. Like Dan, you just said $1 million for a year. That's less per hour than $100,000 for a month. That's
at least $1 million. Yeah, for a year it'd be in the millions for sure. But 100,000 for a month. I mean, what am I losing in a month that I'm gaining financially? You're right. It is like a salary, but to do it in just a month and to not have to work.
Yeah, I just like my time applied to things that I enjoy it is hard for you to match that dollar amount per hour. It is hard to, like, if this month happens during September and you're saying I'm losing, I don't know, 12 hours of tailgating time. No. Do you know how much tailgating time for me costs? How much I value that per hour? I don't know.
What if we change this to isolated in your own home for 30 days, still adding on the no internet, phone, and TV, but you do have electricity and you're in your own home? Does that change it at all?
It changes it completely.
A lot of people did that this year because of COVID.
Yeah. Like, that's what I've been doing for 2 years. Like,
but no TV, no phone, no internet. So you're in your home, but you're at least there in the comforts of your own home, but you're still.
I think it does. Because then I know I would have my gym. I could train. I can go for a walk in my neighborhood. I could like go up the street, I guess unless you're saying you have to stay in the cabin, you have to stay in the house. Like if you're in that cabin in isolation, are you allowed to go outside? I guess that's not something we even talked about. Cause now you say like the house.
Right. Yeah. Do I have a boat? Like, do I?
Right. No, seriously. Like, can I go for walks in the wilderness to, I don't know, see shit?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's
interesting discussion. Interesting.
Yeah. But
I'm the only one that I know that I need somebody else. If you're listening right now, I need you to tweet at Brunch Breakdown and at Steel City Dan 22 and let me know you're in the club. Let me know you're down. Join my cabin. We'll be cabin buddies. I need to know there's somebody else out there in the world because everybody I've asked said no way.
Dan, of course there's going to be somebody else out there in the world. There were people that told you on Twitter that Ya Ya Ding Dong was a good song. Okay. There's going to be people. That doesn't mean it's
smart people
right.
out there.
That doesn't
smart
mean
people out there. Smart people tweet me.
Listen, I watched way too much of this YouTube channel with this girl who used to be on The Bachelor, and now she lives in her 2006 Prius with her dog, and she vlogs it, and it is fascinating. She would do it for 100K for sure.
Yeah, there's a lot. I've seen a lot of that, like on social media now. There's people who have bought vans for like really low cost and just totally renovated the inside of them, and now they live in a van down by the river or lake.
Right.
And people love watching that stuff. It is fascinating. It's kind of like I love watching that show Life Below Zero because it's people in Alaska living off the land, and I can never comprehend doing that. So I watch it because I'm fascinated by it, but I don't want to do it.
Dude,
Just kind of like a Big Brother scenario too. Because they don't have TV and phones in the Big Brother house, right? I mean, obviously they're surrounded by people and they have a nice pool and a nice house and electricity. So how much would you risk to go into Big Brother? How much would you have to win at the end of Big Brother? See, now if you threw that at me, I'd be like, no, that's got to be way higher. That's got to be way higher than 100,000.
Big Brother is interesting because like that could ruin your life.
True.
Right.
Right. So like that's
not an emotional vacation. Higher. That's the opposite.
Because you take that stuff away and sure, you're around some other people. It's a cool house. But like, if you do one thing wrong, you might not be able to get a job when you're done with that show, or your family might disown you. That is a risky situation.
Yeah. And they put you in a house with literally people that you're meant to not like. Like that is the goal on those reality shows, especially where it's like, no, they don't want you to become friends. If you do, it's just like, oh man, we missed that one. But for the most part, their goal is to put 12 people or whatever in a house that we know they would never talk to each other outside of here.
Mm-hmm.
And you would be there. So yeah.
I love it.
Well, Dan, let's get into Brunch Court, man. We haven't had Brunch Court in forever.
We haven't. Yeah, haven't had Brunch Court since our holiday edition. So let's get into it. We got a full slate here today. We're going to start off in one of my favorite categories, cereal. And it actually kind of ties into the beer that I have. We talked Cinnamon Toast Munch, right? So this is a Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Lucky Charms mix. of Cinnamon Toast Crunch and Lucky Charms. I encourage you to get to your screen so you can see what this actually looks like. It is literally combining the two cereals. It's nothing outrageous that nobody's ever done before, but I'm not sure I would have ever picked these two to go together. So they went with one of the most popular cereals in the world, Cinnamon Toast Crunch, ranked number 1 in a lot of people's hearts. What do you think here, guys? Cinnamon Toast Crunch and a Lucky Charms mix cereal.
That's actually interesting, Dan, for you to say that, because I feel like, and maybe I'm wrong, I feel like you've had at least like a beer or two that have had marshmallow and cinnamon in it.
I have one of the, well, I guess this doesn't necessarily have marshmallow in it, but you're probably right, where those two at least come together.
I think that they palate wise go together all right. I could see this.
Here's my problem with this. This is great. This will be fine. It's not like you're killing creativity, guys, by doing all these like mixes that everybody's been doing forever. Like, let a kid do this on their own. You know what I mean? Like, I don't need this in a box. Like, let a kid do this. Because this is who's buying the cereal for the most part. You're buying it for kids. Let them mix their own damn cereal. Like, it's just, I don't know, man. Killing the creativity in the world by doing this.
You're right. You can control your own ratio that way, right? This is 50-50 right down the middle. I think that's what bothers me, is that it's 50-50. Chris,
maybe you just want a couple.
Yeah, right. Maybe I want a little bit of marshmallows with my Cinnamon Toast Crunch, or maybe I want just a little bit of cinnamon with my Lucky Charms. I don't know, 50-50. That's what's, I think, bothering me the most, is that I don't think they would go well together, split right down the middle. Now, Chris, you make a good point. Yeah, I think cinnamon and marshmallow do, but you get too many Lucky Charms cereal bites in there, and I don't know. I'm a big fan of cereal, but I don't think I'd like this.
I think it would taste good. I'm with you guys, though. I think it's just lazy. Yeah. And we've had some of these mashup cereals before on Brunch Court where it's just been the same thing. It's like, okay, sure. But like, what's special about like this General Mills? Everything comes from the same place. And we're like, oh, but here, we're going to get them this time. We're going to put 2 things from the assembly line in one box. Like, I don't know. It's lazy. Figure something else out. And like, we're doing this with everything. Okay. Like, what here? I guarantee you didn't see this go in this direction. I just saw like Hilary Duff is in How I Met Your Father. Like, can we come up with some original ideas everywhere? I'm sick of the reboots on TV. I'm sick of the reboots in movies, and I'm sick of General Mills insulting creativity with these mix-ups where we could do this ourselves. Like Didi said, it's lazy. I don't like it. So I vote against this, and so does Hilary Duff.
I watched How I Met Your Father first 2 episodes. Not bad. Not bad. Just letting you know. Not bad. Not bad.
Not all remakes are bad. There aren't many of them that are good, but this is not one of them.
2 episodes. Just
2. You're only judging it on 2. Yeah.
My expectations were very low also. It's not like I had some high expectations for this. I was like, I enjoyed that. But the show that you should be watching, now that we're in this conversation for some reason, Abbott Elementary on ABC is hysterical.
I heard good things.
It's the funniest freaking show. It's hysterical. Like, laugh out loud funny. It's been 4 episodes. It's amazing. It's on Hulu. Watch it. It's great.
There you go. Okay. I've heard good things.
Yeah. And you guys like The Office, so you like the single cam, like at camera mockumentary type shit. And that's what that show is like. So
okay.
Check it.
Yeah. We'll do that after not enjoying a bowl of this cereal.
So Cinnamon Toast Crunch. Yeah.
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 Yeah. All right. So apparently I think we're on the same page.
That was my fault. I'm sorry.
It's all good.
Oh, this episode's chaos and I love it. Let's keep it in the breakfast category in terms of another mashup. We're doing it again here. I'm a big Pop-Tart fan. I'm a big fan of Eggo waffles. Let's mash those up, shall we?
You're kidding me.
I am not kidding you. We have the Eggo version, Eggo Pop-Tarts. It's a frosted maple flavored Pop-Tart. To give you a visual, the Pop-Tart, for some reason in this photo, looks a little yellow. I don't know. They're just going off the Eggo color theme there, but the Pop-Tart itself looks a little yellow. You've got white frosting with some yellow crisscrosses on it and kind of a maple looking brown middle, where your maple flavor middle for your Pop-Tart here. So two things coming together. We just got on General Mills. Now we got to talk about Kellogg's and what they're doing, boys. The Eggo Pop-Tart. Also, I wanted to point out, isn't going anywhere anytime soon unless nobody buys it. Not all at once. Take your time.
I listen. I don't understand this. I don't. But who wanted this? Who asked for this? Is my question. Who asked for this? I have no beef with Eggos. I have no beef with Pop-Tarts. Who asked for this? I
think I'm insulted by this. And I think the reason I'm insulted by this is because these both have to, like, Eggo and Pop-Tart both have to like go in the same device for you to eat them. Right?
Battle of the toaster.
Yeah. Like, it would be cooler if you combined things that, like, I don't know, like if you had to prepare them two different ways and you didn't want to have to do both of those things in the morning to have a cool breakfast. So we made them, but they both go in the toaster. Who cares?
They're like, yeah, you don't need to add syrup to your Pop-Tarts anymore. We're just going to put it on here for you. It's like, no, we don't do that. We don't do that. Here's what I think. I think you're both a little gun shy because this is a marketing tactic. This is purely marketing. Take Eggo off this label, and it's a frosted maple Pop-Tart. It doesn't taste like eggs. It's frosted maple. And that actually might have been where the original idea started. Let's do a new flavor. Let's do maple. Let's do frosted maple. That sounds delicious. Oh, wait, let's throw our Eggo name on there, and people will love it because they love Eggos and people love Pop-Tarts. So I think it's just a marketing branding scheme that makes it seem weird because it doesn't actually taste like a waffle. So I think it actually tastes good.
Yeah, I'm sure it's good. Just like the other thing. I just disagree with the whole concept. I don't understand who wanted this. But yeah, I'm sure it's fine because it's going to have frosted maple and whatever. It'll taste fine. There's nothing wrong with Pop-Tarts. I'm like, I would much rather have an Eggo waffle with syrup than a Pop-Tart with syrup. I just don't think I would buy these. I'm sure they're fine. I just wouldn't buy those because what I get Pop-Tarts for is not for it to taste like maple syrup. If I want maple syrup, I'll make a waffle with syrup.
You may not buy these, but I will, and I will have them live on the Brunch Breakdown as soon as I find them.
Please, you must.
What I won't have is our next item up for bid.
Uh-oh.
We're back into the mysteries. Back into mystery flavors, which, as you know, I've retired from. And like I said, the next item up, we're talking ice cream. And the very good people at Turkey Hill have released a mystery flavor ice cream.
Oh my.
So as the description says, it's a white ice cream, and there's a small amount of dark purple swirl throughout. Unsure if that's related to the flavor or not. My guess is not, that they're just trying to throw people off, as most of these things tend to do. But Turkey Hill mystery flavor ice cream. Boys, what are you thinking here?
Nope.
If I guarantee you it's not savory and it's sweet, take that out of consideration because that's what's burned into my mind, obviously, from the Pop-Tart incident. But does that?
Dan?
Do you understand how many flavors of ice cream already exist that are delicious? Why would I waste my time? No.
Yeah, this is silly because ice cream is meant to make people happy. You know, even when you're sad, it's meant to make you happy. That's why people get it when they're sad. Why would you want ice cream in your moment of happiness or sadness to make you sad? Think about that. You go through a breakup, you want your ice cream to sit there and watch Emily in Paris with, and you go in, you bite your ice cream, and it tastes like black licorice or some shit like that. It's disgusting. No one wants that. Nobody wants that. No. This is just such a bad idea. Turkey Hill, you should be, guilty. Turkey Hill, you are guilty. Sentenced to jail for a very long time.
What if I add on this stipulation as a part of this contest where you have till March 14th to enter your guests on their website? And they're at stakes here is a chance to win free ice cream for life. If you guess correctly. Does that up the ante enough for you to at least try it? Throw in a submission or two.
Okay. Now it's worth my time.
Yeah, for life. Holy hell. I mean,
life.
Yeah.
I mean,
yeah, not for a year, for life.
I'm not getting like a month. I'm not getting $100,000 worth. I'm getting as many dollars worth.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that changes it for me. That changes it for me. Chris, you make a good point. They've basically covered ice cream, and the flavors have been done. They've got cookies and pies and cake ice cream now. What could it be? I don't know. So maybe at a risk of ice cream for life, worth a chance. Okay, let's go. We've got one final one left. Something that we've been doing a lot of in Brunch Court lately. Variety seltzer packs. Truly, the folks at Truly are at it once again. We have now entered Margarita style seltzers. We've got 4 varieties: mango chili, classic lime, strawberry hibiscus, and watermelon cucumber. These are out now in some places made with real lime juice and agave nectar, 5.3 ABV, 110 calories, 1 gram of sugar. We've talked about these a lot before. Didi, you've tried a lot of them. I gotta know what you think when you see this, because I know you love margaritas.
This is quick. Yes, absolutely. I can't wait to try this mango chili one. I'm ready for all of them. Give me them all. Like watermelon cucumber, yeah. Hibiscus, yeah. Lime, of course. Mango chili, let's go. Truly, they're the GOAT seltzer makers. That's just, they know what they're doing over there.
Yeah, I don't like seltzers, but I'm sure that all of these are very tasty. So I vote in favor.
I'm in the same category. Again, not big on seltzers, as I mentioned earlier. Didi, I'm surprised you're interested in the mango chili. So there's not one here that you're worried about, because usually that's the risk with the variety packs, right? You're all set on.
Listen, the mango chili, I feel like because the chili and like the chilies or hot stuff in the margarita is like a big thing here, like huge here. So like that was a little weird for me at first when I moved here, but then once you have it, you're like, oh yeah, like any excuse to throw any kind of like chili powder, chili whatever into like, you know, because what is the michelada stuff or whatever, and throwing it in beer and all that stuff, it's so normal here where it's like, that's just, for me, that's normal. Now, if somebody else gets that from somewhere else, they might think that's a little weird. But when they taste it, they'll be like, wow, this is life-changing.
I love it. All right, Didi, you got to get your hands on some Trulies.
Yes.
I'm gonna get my hand on some Eggo Pop-Tarts, and Chris will send you off some ice cream. Once your wife goes into labor, I'm sure you can take a gamble at ice cream for life. And that was Brunch Court.
Nice. Good stuff. Nice return of Brunch Court. All right, we were running up against time. So, Chris, get us started. Let us know what you're listening to this week, dude. All right, you're on mute.
Yeah, he doesn't want to let us know that badly.
Wow, he's like, this stuff sucks so bad, I'm not even gonna turn my mic on.
I would not
Kiefer
say that.
Sutherland's whole album.
No, we did. We already talked about the topic from last week, and I realized that there were a few that we left off. Alicia Keys, "Fallen." That song is just unbelievable. And also Alanis Morissette, "Ironic Rain." Yeah, I belt that out. And so I wanted to put those two on as one for my first submission.
I like it.
Alanis Morissette. Interesting pick. We'll have a discussion on that off air later, so she can like us too. First one for me, Avril Lavigne, back at it again, teaming up with Black Bear this time. Love It When You Hate Me. Again, the second release of her new music now that she's teaming up with Travis Barker, and it's more of that new, more like old school Avril sound, pop punk. This one's kind of mixed with like new alternative pop a little bit, but love the sound. It's getting me like legitimately excited for this album of hers due out February 25th. So the Travis Barker streak continues. Avril Lavigne.
Yeah, apparently Travis Barker is on like half the album. I saw an interview of her talking about it.
Gonna be incredible then.
Travis is just great. All right. So there is this song by Surfaces and the dude I can't stand, Ty Verdes, called Sheesh. And I just love the song. And my daughter loves the song. I love the song. It's a great song. It's just a great song.
It was great when it was on the playlist in November.
I know it was on the playlist in November, but now it's in a commercial. And I was like, I really like this song. And I really like Surfaces. And so, yeah. Sheesh.
Yeah, sheesh.
At the risk of putting another song on that we have already had on, have we put on the MGK with Travis Barker and Ian Dior? Have we put that on yet? Is anybody aware of this? Thought it was this track.
I don't think so.
I don't know if we put that specific one on.
Well, we're going to do it this week. There you go.
I like it.
Next one up for me is the return of Muse. That's right. Muse is back with their first new music in a couple of years, actually. New track is called Won't Stand Down. It's dark. It's heavy. It's kind of metal. But it also has those like can't miss Muse sounds, right? The distorted guitar, the synths, the drums, and Matt's phenomenal vocals. If you ever get a chance to see Muse live, please go and do it. You won't be disappointed. So new track from Muse and their return, Won't Stand Down.
Dan, your boy Teddy Swims. 911. I really like this song. He's got a album coming out, or did it come out recently? I can't remember either one. Either way, the song's really good because his last couple of releases I haven't really liked that much because I'm like, I don't know if you're leaning toward this whole country thing, but I'm like, that's not what I want you to do. I want you to do something else. So, and 911 kind of corrects the course for me anyways, as a Teddy Swims fan. So yeah, check it out. 911 Teddy Swims.
I couldn't agree more. I was a little weary on some of those other releases too, but back on a Teddy Swims track.
Swims in Sutherland tour.
Oh my God. Stop it right now. Because that's possible. So please stop
that
one would actually potentially be possible. That's what's scary.
What's Up by Mom Jeans. Mom Jeans put out a new EP. I really enjoy it. When you hear it, you'll understand why I like it, man. And go listen to the EP because like they have trumpet in their music, which is dope. But I love the song What's Up. There you go.
Okay. Stand Atlantic and Royal and the Serpent coming together for a song called Pity Party. It's a soupy. It's soupy too. It's super catchy pop punk collaboration between these two. They've been featured on the playlist, separately in different occasions. Royal and the Serpent most recently, her big song Overwhelmed from a couple years ago. And of course, she's on the track with Gail. That's huge right now. ABCDEFU. Again, these two kind of coming together, giving you that pop punk sound, which is amazing. I think you both will definitely enjoy it. It's a Pity Party, Stand Atlantic, and Royal and the Serpent.
All right. Well, the Coachella lineup came out last week, and down really, really low is a band that I love called Lawrence, who I put on as one of my favorite songs of the year on the Brunchies. And I want to put on the song Hotel TV on the playlist because I haven't put that on there. And I'm very excited to hopefully see them if they're not on at noon at Coachella in a couple months. So yeah, Lawrence, Hotel TV, listen to the words. It's a really good song. Yeah.
And I have to add one more on at the end here because this will be a permanent seat for her forever. Jordin Sparks. What do you guys want to go with this week? Tattoo, One Step at a Time. We got a lot.
Damn, Dan.
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Tattoo. Let's do Tattoo. We'll add that to the playlist. She's not going anywhere.
No. Wow. Tattoo. Love it. Well, that is what we're listening to. Make sure you check out the playlist on Spotify. Dan updates that thing whenever he feels like it. So make sure you check it out. Well, boys, any final thoughts on the brunch breakdown? All right. Screw you guys. It's the brunch breakdown. We're out.